Well, Australian boxer Sakio Bika makes his first defence of his WBC super middleweight title in New York tomorrow. His opponent, undefeated American Anthony Dirrell. And here to preview the bout now is Paul Upham. Paul, great to have you in as always. Firstly, for those that don't know much about Bika, what's his story?
Well, he's actually the answer to an interesting trivia question. Who is Australia's most highly ranked boxer right now? Sakio Bika, our only world champion, WBC world champion, came from Cameroon. He fought here at the Olympics in 2000. He was the All-African Amateur Champion, came from a family of 11 in Douala in Cameroon, and he was enticed to stay here in Australia. And he has had an amazing run, finally winning the world title, not because he couldn't do it, but because he couldn't get the fights, because he's so tough in the ring. No one wants to fight him. Joe Calzaghe, who was elected to the International Boxing Hall of Fame, the undefeated Welshman, he said that in his entire career, Sakio Bika gave him physically the toughest fight. And that's what we're going to see in Brooklyn, New York on Sunday when he fights the undefeated Dirrell, who's 26-0, 22 knockouts. It's going to be an explosive clash because Sakio Bika brings the pain in every fight.
Yeah, as you say, his fights have been quite scattered over a lengthy career. He did win that WBC title in June of this year. How does he head into this one?
Look, this is a very important fight for him because there is so many superstar names out there of fights for him to get. Andre Ward, the American star, who's the #2 pound-for-pound ranked. Carl Froch from England. There's Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. from Mexico. There's so many opportunities. He's just got to get through this fight, which is so important. He actually hooked up last year with Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s agent, Al Heyman, the very powerful advisor in America, and he's opened some doors. He recognised the talent because in America, Sakio's a big star because he won the Contender Series over there in America because he's so action-packed. People love to see him fight. He's a little bit wild around the edges, but he's so tough. He's carved from stone. You see that physique of his. And look, he's a real talent. 34 years of age. He's getting on in his career, but he just feels like he's been reborn now because he's finally won this world title that he's been coveting for so long.
You talked earlier about his story to this point. Dirrell has quite a story himself. He steps up a class for this fight. What do you think he offers at this level? Look,
he's tough. In 2007, he was actually diagnosed with a type of brain cancer. He had chemotherapy. He was out for 2 years. He came back from that. Last year, he fell off his motorbike, broke his arm and his leg. This guy's tough. You've got two tough guys in the ring over 12 rounds. Both want to win this world title. It's going to be an explosive match. Not the main event. The main event, Zab Judah versus Paul Malignaggi. The two locals from Brooklyn. It's for bragging rights in New York. There's 4 great fights. Devin Alexander on the card and also Austin Trout, who Anthony Mundine should be fighting next year, hopefully at some stage. So, huge card. If you're going to get a pay-per-view card tomorrow, you will not be disappointed.
There you have it. Looks like plenty of wonderful action. As always, Paul, great having you in. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Alana.